Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive.
It's good to be back.
Today, we're looking at Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power.
Oh, yeah, a classic.
Yeah, specifically, we're going to be diving deep into Law-3, Conceal Your Intentions.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, how important is that really? Like, is that something that we should be doing all the time?
Well, it's all about this strategic advantage, keeping your goals kind of hidden.
Right.
Whether you're, negotiating a deal, navigating some complex, situation. Social situation.
Right.
This understanding, this principle can really give you an edge.
Well, Greene argues that by concealing your intentions, you prevent others from, anticipating your moves.
Right.
And mounting a defense.
Makes sense.
Like a magician, distracting the audience with one hand while performing the trick with the other.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
So like in a business setting, if you're negotiating, the other party can't counter your offer if they don't know what you're really aiming for.
Exactly. You create that element of surprise, which can be incredibly disarming.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
This makes me think of Otto von Bismarck.
Oh, yeah.
Who Greene actually uses as an example.
Oh, it's a great example.
Of this law in action. Bismarck was the mastermind behind the unification of Germany.
Yeah, back in the 19th century.
Right. And he was so skilled at concealing his true ambitions.
Well, he's a perfect example of how appearing less powerful than you are can be like the ultimate power move.
It's true.
He publicly opposed war, but secretly he was preparing Prussia for it.
Wow.
His opponents totally underestimated him.
Right.
His resolve, his cunning.
It's like he was playing this long game of chess.
Exactly.
Carefully maneuvering his pieces.
Yeah.
Well, everyone else was focused on, the short-term tactic.
With short-term, exactly.
And ultimately, he achieved his goal of a unified Germany.
He did.
Because he kept those intentions hidden until the very last moment.
Yeah, no one really knew what he was up to until it was too late.
Fascinating.
It is.
And Bismarck wasn't the only one playing this long game.
Oh, no.
The Duke of Marlborough.
Another one.
Another military strategist, Greene highlights, used a similar tactic during the War of the Spanish Succession.
During the War of the Spanish Succession.
He used a decoy.
Oh, wow.
To trick the French.
Really?
He wanted to invade France, right? Okay. But a heavily fortified enemy fort stood in his way instead of a direct assault.
Okay.
Marlborough pretended to reinforce the fort, making it appear strategically important to him.
I see.
So the French, thinking they were seizing a key asset, fell right into his trap.
Oh, they did?
They recaptured the fort, only to discover it was more of a liability than an asset.
More trouble than it was worth.
And then Marlborough, knowing it was occupied by the enemy, was then free to destroy it.
Wow.
Clearing his path to France.
That's amazing.
These historical examples are so fascinating.
They really are.
They highlight how, a carefully concealed intention can just change the entire course of events.
It could change everything.
But this isn't just limited to the battlefield or the political arena, is it?
Not at all. The power of concealing intentions transcends time and context.
I mean, we see it play out just as effectively.
Yes.
In the realm of fiction.
We do.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
When you think about some of the most captivating literary villains, their power often stems from their ability to just mask their true motives.
Yeah, like they're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on underneath.
You never know what's underneath. Like Iago.
Oh, yeah.
From Shakespeare's Othello.
A classic example.
Oh, for example.
Right. Yeah, Iago is like the master manipulator.
Yeah.
He pretends to be Othello's most trusted friend while secretly plotting his downfall.
The whole time.
Yeah. Wow. His success lies in his ability to project an image of sincerity while harboring deep resentment, jealousy.
So much going on underneath the surface.
Yeah, you have no idea. Right. And his deception is so effective because it plays on our natural tendency to trust those closest to us.
Right. You let your guard down.
Let your guard down, and that's when they strike.
That's when the manipulators strike.
Exactly.
And because he hides his true feelings so well, Othello never suspects a thing until it's too late.
Too late.
And the consequences are tragic.
They are.
It's a cautionary tale.
It is.
About the potential dark side of this law.
Yeah.
Concealing intentions can be so incredibly destructive.
It can be very destructive.
If used for malicious purposes.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
But we also see more nuanced examples in fiction where the lines between good and bad are blurred.
Okay.
Take Walter White from Breaking Bad, for instance.
Oh, Walter White's transformation.
Yeah.
From mild-mannered chemistry teacher to a drug kingpin. The fascinating study in concealed intentions.
It really is.
Right.
He hides his ambition behind this facade of providing for his family.
Right. He's got to take care of his family.
He's just doing what he has to do.
Right. He's manipulating everyone around him.
Yeah.
His wife, his partner.
His brother-in-law.
Even his DEA agent brother-in-law.
That's right.
All the while justifying his actions as a means to an end.
As a means to an end, yeah.
And it's his ability to conceal his true motives.
Yeah.
To present himself as this victim of circumstance.
Right.
That allows him to gain power and control.
Yeah.
In this drug underworld.
Right.
It's amazing.
It is.
And then there's Tom Ripley.
Oh, yeah.
From the talented Mr. Ripley.
No, there's a character.
Oh, talk about a character.
Who takes deception
to
a whole new level. Right.
Ripley's constantly reinventing himself.
He is.
Crafting elaborate lies. Adopting false personas to get what he wants.
He's like a chameleon.
He's the ultimate chameleon.
Blending into any environment.
Isn't it incredible?
And manipulating those around him.
Wow.
With like chilling effectiveness.
Yeah. Ripley's story shows us how concealing intentions can be used.
Yeah.
Not just for power, but for social climbing.
Social climbing?
Wealth. Even a new identity.
A whole new identity.
These fictional examples are so intriguing.
They are intriguing.
They make you think about these subtle ways that this law plays out in human interactions.
They really do.
And that's the beauty of Greene's work.
Yeah.
He forces us to confront these uncomfortable truths about human nature.
Yeah.
To recognize these power dynamics at play. In our everyday lives.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
So it's fascinating to see how these fictional characters use this to kind of get ahead.
Yeah.
But how about for us regular people?
Right.
How can we apply this principle in our own lives?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And while we certainly don't want to be condoning these tactics for, manipulation or unethical gain.
Right.
There are some subtle ways to kind of leverage this law.
Okay, so being strategic.
Yeah.
Not sneaky.
Strategic, not sneaky, exactly.
Okay. What are some of the techniques?
Well, one technique that Greene highlights is using decoys.
Okay.
Creating distractions that shift the attention away from your true objective.
Okay, can you give me a real-world example?
Sure. So let's say you're trying to negotiate a raise. Instead of stating your desired salary right out of the gate, you could focus the conversation on, your expanded responsibilities, the value you brought to the company.
Okay.
You're kind of subtly highlighting your worth without revealing your specific expectations.
Okay, that makes sense.
So by the time the topic of salary comes up, you've already established a strong case for why you deserve that raise.
Right. Like setting the stage, but not giving away the whole plot.
Exactly.
Right.
Another technique Greene talks about is using smoke screens.
Okay.
Appearing, less ambitious, maybe a little bland.
Okay.
To lull people into a false sense of security.
So if I'm trying to introduce a new idea at work, I shouldn't just burst into a meeting and,
Right, yeah. You don't want to come on too strong.
Make this big declaration.
Exactly. A more subtle strategy would be to present maybe some smaller, less controversial ideas first.
Right.
Kind of as a way of testing the waters.
So slowly shifting the conversation in your desired direction.
Yes.
Without anyone really noticing.
Exactly. And once you've gained some trust and credibility, then you can introduce those more innovative ideas.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That reminds me of something Greene calls the power of ambiguity.
Oh, yes.
He talks about using vague language.
Yes.
Mixed signals.
Yes.
To keep people guessing.
Yes. Keeping them on their toes.
So if I'm in a contract negotiation, I shouldn't necessarily state all my demands right up front.
Not necessarily, no. You can use more open-ended phrases.
Okay.
Leaving some room for interpretation.
Right.
Negotiate.
You have more flexibility.
Exactly. You have more leverage in the conversation.
So it's about controlling the flow of information.
Yes.
Revealing just enough to keep the other party engaged.
Yes.
But still maintaining a sense of control.
Exactly. You're guiding the conversation without dictating the terms.
That's powerful.
It is.
Okay,
Yeah.
These are some really practical techniques.
Yeah, I think so.
I can see how concealing intentions can be valuable.
It can be.
In these everyday situations.
Absolutely.
But it's not about being manipulative.
No.
Dishonest.
No, it's about being strategic.
Right.
And thoughtful.
Right. We're not trying to become master manipulators like Iago.
No, not like Iago.
But there's one more technique I want to touch on.
Okay.
False sincerity. This is a way to build trust.
Right. Well, it can be.
But isn't that a little contradictory?
It can be a bit contradictory.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a tactic that requires some careful consideration.
Okay.
False sincerity is about selectively revealing personal details.
Okay.
Expressing empathy to create a connection.
Okay.
But without, compromising your true intentions.
Because you're not being fake.
Yeah.
You're just being strategic.
Exactly.
About what you reveal and when.
Exactly. You're controlling the narrative without necessarily deceiving anyone.
Okay, this whole concept is so nuanced.
It is nuanced.
It's a deep understanding of human psychology.
Yes.
A keen awareness of the power dynamics at play in every interaction.
It's a lot to think about.
It really is.
Yeah.
You have to be adaptable.
You do.
You have to read the room.
Yes.
Adjust your approach.
Based on the people you're dealing with.
Right.
And never underestimate the power of observation.
It's like constantly playing chess.
It is like chess.
You're anticipating your opponent's moves.
Yes.
While carefully planning your own.
Exactly.
This has been a really insightful look.
It has.
At Law-3.
Yeah.
Concealing Your Intentions.
Conceal Your Intentions.
But before we wrap up.
Okay.
I want to get your thoughts on this law.
Yeah.
In today's world.
Okay.
I mean, we live in an age of radical transparency.
We do, it's true.
Social media.
Yeah.
Technology has made it so difficult.
So difficult.
To keep things private.
Yeah.
So is the ability to conceal your intentions becoming even more valuable?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It really is something to think about because in a world where information is so readily available, the ability to hold back, to cultivate a degree of mystery, might be the key to maintaining an edge.
It's almost like the more transparent the world becomes, the more valuable a little bit of strategic concealment might be.
Right. It's like, in a poker game where everyone's cards are face up.
Yeah.
The only person who can win is the one who knows how to bluff.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
So it makes you realize that concealing your intentions isn't about being dishonest.
Yeah.
It's about being strategic.
Yeah.
Playing the game effectively.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's also about protecting yourself.
It is.
In a world where information can be used against you.
Absolutely.
Being mindful of what you reveal can be crucial for self-preservation.
It's like wearing a suit of armor. Yeah.
In the digital age.
You're safeguarding your vulnerability by not revealing everything.
Exactly.
This has been a really eye-opening deep dive.
It has been.
Into the power of concealing intentions. I feel like I have a whole new understanding of strategy, deception, how to apply these concepts ethically in my own life.
Absolutely.
And hopefully our listeners will walk away with a deeper understanding as well.
A deeper understanding of how this law plays out in history. Literature. And even our everyday interactions.
That's right. So to recap, we learned that concealing your intentions can be a powerful tool.
Yes, it is.
But it's crucial to use it wisely. Ethically. It's about understanding human psychology.
Yes.
Controlling the narrative.
Yes.
Being strategic about what we reveal and when.
And maybe most importantly, recognizing that in a world of increasing transparency, the ability to maintain a degree of mystery might just be the key to success and self-preservation.
I think so.
So as you go out into the world, dear listeners, keep this law in mind. Think about how you can use it strategically, ethically, and maybe even a little mischievously. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
On this deep dive into Robert Greene's Law-3, Conceal Your Intentions.
Law-3.
Until next time.
Yes.
Keep exploring.
Keep learning.
And keep those intentions strategically concealed.